Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today, we are going to be continuing our look at the current Kickstarter for Zombicide White Death that's currently on Kickstarter from CMON Games. We are going to take a look at all the various little add-ons and whatnot that were announced for the game through the weekend up to Tuesday, the 18th of April. So let's go ahead and take a look now at what was released so far, what was announced so far for this upcoming Kickstarter. So currently, we are sitting with 7 days left to go in the Kickstarter with 12,791 backers, and for a grand total dollar wise of $1,930,637. I have no idea why I read all those numbers in the opposite direction. Yeah, no idea why I did that just now. But anyway, so that is where we're currently at with the campaign right now. Normally, I wouldn't be doing this kind of video, though, because there wasn't a major expansion announced for the game. There was a couple of little add-ons that were announced throughout the weekend that they were interesting enough. Some of them were interesting enough that I thought, let's go ahead and do a video. Also, we went 4 whole days and about 13, I think, updates through the campaign, and I really don't want to have to do a major. I don't want to have a super long video coming out covering all that. It's not like Marvel United, the last game that we did that was kind of this format, where they were coming out with, I mean, there was, I think, 10 or so expansions total for that game. So every other day they were coming out with a new actual expansion for the game. So I didn't want to have too many expansions like that or I didn't want to have too many updates like that for this game. So we're going to go ahead and take a look now at what we got. But first, we're going to compare this game to the previous games in the fantasy series, also adding in Undead or Alive in there because that is the most recent non-Marvel Zombicide game that was done on Kickstarter. So looking at the numbers right now, as far as new stretch goals unlocked in this game, there were only 2, I think, that were unlocked during the course of Black Plague. Black Plague at this point in its campaign unlocked $2,100,000, and it only added in the Apprentice Milo Survivor. They unlocked the Abomination, and they announced the Bob Survivor, but he wasn't unlocked for 2 whole days after he was announced. So actually, they just officially hit the 2 million mark. They didn't get that other 100,000 for, it looks like, another 2 days in the campaign. So there's that. The other thing that kind of throws off Black Plague from the other ones is that there were they explained the Wolfsburg expansion a little bit more, but they added in 2 other artist packs during this time in Black Plague. They added in the Murder of Crows pack into the game, and they added in another dice set into the game. So I'm not going to go over how many characters were in those various expansions and whatnot, or expansions packs and everything. But let me move this microphone out of the way. Hold on. There we go, because I keep noticing I keep going behind it when I'm trying to sit. But anyway, so yeah, as far as actual stretch goals go, there's only 2 that were officially unlocked during this, from what I can tell from this particular campaign at this point. The campaign for Green Horde unlocked a little bit more. On day 10, they had announced Sir Schwartz, and he was unlocked 2 days later on day 12 of that campaign. And then they also announced the Gorgomination, and they also unlocked Countess Ordelia, which is the Princess Leia equivalent in the game, and the Deathmaster. Those were so they unlocked, it looks like, 3 new survivors and a new Abomination there. They also at that point had announced their No Rest for the Wicked expansion at that point. So those were all the numbers there. And so far as Deathmaster wasn't unlocked. He was just announced that day, so we don't count him in the totals yet. But as far as money goes, we unlocked $2,650,000 or $2,650,000 plus dollars at that point with the unlock of Countess Ordelia. Probably more because the next day the Deathmaster was unlocked. But as far as where I'm going with stretch goals, not going to go through and count through Kick Track or anything like that. The actual money. But that is where we are. So, looking at that number, we have unlocked, as far as Black Plague went, a total of 22 new survivors total, and a named abomination. I think that's one. No, two named abominations now. Let me change my spreadsheet here. Green Horde has a total of 23 unlocked named expansion or named survivors and 7 total named abominations at this point, still with the 2 necromancers. So if we're comparing named survivors, abominations, necromancers, everything like that to the current campaign we're at, survivor-wise, counting daily unlocks and the stretch goals, we are currently at 42 total survivors with 10 named abominations and 3 named necromancers, not counting the walkers, runners, and brutes, like the specific numbered walkers and brutes. I think we're at 3 named walkers, 1 named brute, and 1 named runner was where we're at as far as, and those are in the daily unlocks. So those are the characters in there that we have. Again, especially going through, like I've said in other videos, going through, we're talking about named characters, not talking about like 1 more abomination, 4 more walkers, 4 more NPC walkers, all those kind of things. We're looking at named characters here and whatnot. And then finally, comparing this game with Undead or Alive, counting with the stretch goals, counting with the daily unlocks, abominations, and walkers, like specific name walkers, we're at 7 and 7. For those, again, compared to, what was it, 3? Yeah, 3 walkers, and 10 abominations, plus the brute and the runner that is in there. So we're getting more of those. We are at Undead or Alive had 44 total survivors at this point in its campaign. That one was a little odd as far as, because I've got it right here. That one was a little odd because they basically, at some point, once they announced Gears and Guns, they actually had 2 different stretch goal during a good chunk of the campaign. They actually had 2 different stretch goal things going. One if you were just backing the main game itself, and then another one if you also were getting Gears and Guns, because they put those stretch goals in separate boxes. So it was kind of weird. So they had unlocked, I think they announced Kristoff for Gears and Guns at 1880, but Calvin, who was the Marty McFly ripoff, was, I think, unlocked already at 1850. So, like I said, the 18, and I say 1850, I mean $1,850,000. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we reached. Yeah, Kristoff was. I'm looking over here. I have a third monitor over here. Looking at Undead or Alive update number 58. They had unlocked Kristoff on the day 15, so we're not technically looking at him right now. There's the daily duel. We're not looking at that right now. In Undead or Alive, they definitively had announced Nabahi, Native American character. They unlocked him on in there somewhere at 1,810,000. I think Calvin was unlocked in between. They just didn't announce it because I think they were waiting until the hoverboard at 1920 was unlocked. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So again, compared to Black Plague and Undead or Alive, we are actually catching up a little bit to um like technically as far as goals go, our current thing, we're like 70,000 below where they actually unlocked on day 14 in the Black Plague campaign. We passed the Undead or Alive campaign at this point, but we are nowhere near um, getting to where they were at with. We're still like 600,000 or so behind Green Horde at this point. So the campaign's not doing bad. It's just doing it's like I said, we're starting to get past certain other campaigns. So we'll see how the campaign continues to go in comparison to the other fantasy series. I don't think this is getting past Green Horde. I'm going to say that right now. We'll probably actually, I have to look at the later numbers. We'll probably get past Black Plague in this, but Green Horde, that probably will not be hit during this campaign. So let's go ahead. Let me move the spreadsheet over there out of my way. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the actual updates for Undead or Alive for White Death. If I mistakenly call this Undead or Alive, it's because that game has been on my mind a little bit. We've got the boxes back here. I've been taking a look through them. I've got a gameplay for that. Kind of a little bit of related stuff with the channel. I do have a gameplay for Undead or Alive. It's actual mission number 1 in that one. I have not tackled it yet because I think total time we had to do it as two. I had to have multiple files for that one because camera issues. But I'm pretty sure that one, before I'm going to edit, it's like an hour and a half or more. Just letting you out there. I'm going to try to cut some of it out, but unnecessary stuff out of there, so it's not too long. But it is non-gameplay stuff out. But it is that, and then we just posted earlier today the Black Plague unboxing because I happened to get a copy of Black Plague right before this campaign started. I wanted to unbox it, so if you're interested in checking that out, go ahead and check it out now on the channel, and then be on the lookout for that Undead or Alive gameplay. Hopefully later this week, before this campaign's over, I'll have that out. So there's that one right there. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this campaign, starting with, I believe it's update number 58. Let's see here. Yep, update number 58 was a daily unlock in the campaign, and it was Midoroki. Now, I am not 100% sure where Midoroki is coming from. It says down here in her flavor text is a Zanshi Warshi, a type of household spirit said to bring good fortune to those who see them and prosperity to families in whose homes they reside. So there is that. Says she's a little prankster. She is a survivor character. She enjoys pushing foes around the battlefield, so possibly some crowd control ability in there. Hanging the tide of battle according to the whim and fancy. While she typically uses her magic to prank unsuspecting victims, she can easily channel her energies to launch spells at her opponents. While not as potent as many other spellcasters, she is the embodiment of luck itself, and this allows her spells to hit who they need to and when they need to. So, again, possibly some crowd control. Maybe if there's a mechanic in there for it, because again, I have Black Plague, haven't touched it, but I don't know if they're. I'm assuming like some reroll ability might be thrown into some of her stuff, either as a yellow or orange ability. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't have anything written down for this character. I usually have notes for different ones. When I typed in this name into a search, everything I kept getting was for a character in Inuyasha. So I don't think this is a related character. If she is, let me know in the comments below. Speaking of comments below, because I don't like to show the Kickstarter comments on there because I just don't want to invade other people's like screen names and post them online and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and scroll down real quick and see if anybody said anything. Okay, apparently in the comments they talk about her apparently being a yokai, so there's that. There's that right there. So we're gonna go on to update number 59. And I apparently had scrolled down already. Say Hail Survivor. So this is where we finally get an unlock from, and we're on April 15th. Yes, we are on Yes, day 11 was April 15th. So we unlocked Kurakaje Maru. And then up next was Date. It's probably Date, but Date Masamune. Um, I Oh man, I terrible at names. Anyway, so this character right here, it says rules over a small province within the empire. I do have that this character was a regional ruler in Japan from the Azuchi Momoyama period is the note I have on here. So again, another historical figure in the game. He is hailed as one of the mightiest warriors of the East. He excels at striking his foes down with a series of disadvantaging blows, and is constantly on the lookout for the next target on the battlefield. Moves rapidly throughout the battlefield, leaving only carnage in his wake. So there is his character uh, miniature and little artwork about him. I do like, if that is what I'm seeing, like little like monocle built into his helmet. So that's pretty cool. I do like that a lot. So we're gonna move on to update number 60 now. This update right here, I'm not gonna go through it fully, but this update, you can see Dragomir right there, is um, basically kind of going over the abilities for the most part of the six core box characters, because they really hadn't gone through them that throughout the campaign, I guess. So there's the artwork, a little bit about the background, a little bit of how they run in battle. You can look over at I think Quackalope and maybe Dice Tower both had videos on there, so you can take a look at those if you'd like to see how the actual characters run and everything, not just me guessing, unfortunately. There's Lorna, there is Ugon, and like I said, here's their. We saw a little bit of this, but here are their what do you call them? Their miniatures. I don't know why I'm forgetting the word miniature right now. Sarnai right there. Yasuke. So and looking at this, I don't, because it's been a while since I actually looked at these pictures, but for the most part, like Jania is one exception. Dragomir is pushing it a little bit. Lorna is an animal character. Ogon is an animal character. Sarnai here and Yasugi, just the way they're dressed and everything, they like. I understand he's not Asian, but just looking at the way they're dressed and everything, it's like they definitely had the inklings of an Asian theme in this game from the get go. So again, looking at this stuff, I'm not sure where people were. I mean, I admitted I was probably thinking this because of the theme and everything. I was probably thinking, yes, this is more of a Western theme anyway. But this, going back and looking through these pictures, it's kind of obvious that it wasn't. But there is that post right there. So we're going to move on to update 61. And it says the young phoenix rises. So we unlocked Masumune at 1710k, and at 1750k we are getting the young phoenix, is so named for his phenomenal rise as a prodigy within the Imperial War College and College of Sorcery. He's going to be a spellcaster, master sorcerer, having memorized countless incantations. He has a whole arsenal of spells ready to be unleashed against his foes. What is impressive about his spellcasting is how precise his incantations are, making his spells much more accurate than usual. His mastery over magic also allows him to additionally imbue his magic with frost, halting his foes' advance while he prepares another flurry of spells to hurl at them. So he's going to get the frost spell ability in there. Possibly maybe a reroll. I don't know if that's going to be again a thing with the preciseness. So it's either going to be a reroll, or maybe he gets a not a bonus to roll to his attack, but maybe he gets to lower the attack threshold, the accuracy mark. So instead of like a +3 on something, it's a +2, or instead of +4, it's +3. I don't know. I'm just speculating, and that's all we do in these videos is I speculate and then hope in a year and a half from now that I'm right, or if I'm wrong, who cares? Because no one remembers. Anyway, for him, I have listed here that this is actually he was a possibly, it's just I'm going by the Kickstarter comments because I couldn't find anything necessarily on this character. That this character is actually Peng Tong. who is an advisor to Leobai from the Three Kingdoms era of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novels and everything. So that is this character right here. Then next we're going to have another daily unlock. Unlock number 11. Yes, it's Ming Hao, which is going to be I have listed as a brute. So this is the one brute. I think it's the one brute. Yes, it's the one brute that we've gotten so far in these dailies that basically just they're used as an extra figure, but they each have a special bonus. So it's a rule that comes with them, and I guess if you just want to all of a sudden make the game harder, you can. I still think there should be like some kind of a spawn card that you place in the deck, and this guy comes out. I mean, that's kind of I don't know. I'll have to do something. I'm going to sleeve all these cards anyway, so throwing in some kind of paper that summons these guys that I can just take in and out. Um, if that's if they're not doing it themselves, because even here, Kickstarter exclusive Brute Meg, Daily Spawn doesn't say anything about what stuff that he has. So anyway, dealing with Ming Ho is a daunting task as he has managed to evade death multiple times during his life and carries his talent into undeath. He relentlessly chases down his opponents, and even when struck down, he managed to escape every time. There are limited options available to defeat. It would probably would work. Defend against him, and all one can do is try their best to keep their persistent pursuer at bay. Says he led the southern barbarian tribes in a vast uprising, which prompted the beginning of the Great Southern Campaign. It's also what I have on here was that he was in the Three Kingdoms, he was a tribal leader. Other things don't show that he was like a barbarian tribal leader or anything like that. In other depictions, but that's kind of how he is in Three Kingdoms. So there is that character right there. Next, we actually are going to take a look at an add-on that was announced. Where are we in the days? Young Phoenix. We're on day 12. That's where I don't know why I started going through the updates and I don't pay attention to the date on them. So anyway, so this was announced so on the 16th. So that would have been Sunday. So we're announcing 2 new Kickstarter exclusive option to buy. So we're gonna get Frost Dice and Jade Dice. Both these look actually pretty nice. I am hoping that those Frost Dice also have like a frost effect inside of them. That they do look frosted over. Will I get these? Possibly. Mainly because of the fact that I don't. The red dice are okay, but the main dice that come with them, unless they change something in these to have the zombie head and the torch on these, to be in the main box. I know when I unboxed, I think it's one thing to point out if you go back and watch that unboxing, in Black Plague, that it's just D6s. Like it's any old red and white D6. I don't know if Green Horde and this one will have red D6s with white pips that look like these, or if they're just going to throw in the just red and white dice that Black Plague had. But I would probably get both of these sets. I don't know if I would get double of these sets because I don't know. Like I'm a sucker for dice. I will say that I actually own. So it's the first thing I had in my hand, it had available, but like with certain kind of dice and everything, I like to have a lot of dice. I don't know where my actual D&D dice bag is. I have a ton of stuff in there, but like kind of going with more board games and RPGs. When one of the Power Ranger pre-orders had a dice pack, and I haven't, as you can see, I haven't opened these yet because I haven't been able to play the game. But when one of the campaigns had dice, I was like, oh, hey, let me buy the extra dice because, hey, I have these. But some of the characters have multiple, they use more than 3 dice. So I went ahead and bought 2 packs. So that way, if somebody was playing a Purple Ranger character, I can give them 6 purple dice. If someone's playing the Orange Ranger, I can give them 6 orange dice, so on and so forth. So I'm a sucker for dice and having multiples of the same color in some cases. So these I would probably get 1 of each. I don't know if I'm going to get 2 of each because I don't know how many instances in this game where you're going to be rolling. More dice than 6. I know in Heroes Resistance right now, Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance, against the only thing I can compare it to at the moment. But I know like Hulk, if you have him fully powered, um, he can roll I think 7, and there's only 6 dice that come with that game. So you have to basically re-roll one. With that game, I'm going to have 3 full sets of dice between Heroes Resistance, X-Men Resistance, and the main core. Marvel Crisis Protocol, I think I've got the dice that were in the main box, and then I think I've bought 2 dice packs since, just to have people, friends of mine who come over, so we're not having to share dice and everything. So like I said, if I can do whatever I can to avoid sharing dice, it's always nice to have just your own dice and not have to share, with everybody. That way, you have yours. You're not sitting there searching around like, oh my gosh, where are the dice I need? I need all I only have for some reason one dice. Where all the other dice go? Everyone's taking da da da. So I just, you know, I might buy more than one. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the pledge manager. But anyway, so there was dice. That was that. Move on, Eric. Move on. Next update. Age is just a number. Thanks to the Frost Dice, they were able to unlock Young Phoenix still on day 12, and now we're gonna have Saihua. I had no idea. So she would be unlocked at 1790k. Yeah, she was also announced after Ming Ho. So she would be announced. I have on here I didn't want to go into more detail. I'm trying to put all this in just on a one line thing about these characters, but just have that she's also another legendary heroine from the Song Dynasty. But there is what her artwork looks like, and that is what her model looks like. She spent her life mastering the arcane, making her one of the most potent spellcasters in the roster. Her vast knowledge means that she has an arsenal of spells at her disposal to rain upon her foes. While her casting time might be slightly delayed, age can do that to you. She makes up for it with the force and precision of her magic. So another caster character. So there is that. Moving on to the next daily unlock. This was the it's unlock 12. It came out on day 13. So this is yesterday. So an enchanting encounter. So we're going to unlock Hung Var. So this is Arn. These are Arn common so far from the north. They're not unheard of throughout the Empire. Hung Var grew up in the capital city. I'm not going to go through there. Not sure who this is supposed to be. Yeah, it's a bear. That's all I can find. So his years of practicing various forms of magics make him an extremely proficient spellcaster, capable of utilizing a large arsenal of spells against his foes. His mastery of the 2 disciples allows him to double up on his spell cast, launching the same spell twice at his opponent in a single incantation. So some kind of dual spell ability right there. This, combined with his ability to cast spells much more rapidly, makes him the ideal caster to deal with a large horde of foes. So there is that character. Next is an update called Way of the Warrior. So this is going to give us the one actual, not expansion, but character pack in this series of updates. Kind of going with the Warlords of Middle Kingdom and those kind of expansions. So we're going to take a look at this. It says Way of the Warrior. Still okay. Way of the Warrior. Today we're excited to bring you a brand new Kickstarter optional buy, the Virtues of the Bushido character pack. So there are 7 characters right here, all looking like samurai characters. I believe these characters are based off of the characters from the movie Seven Samurai. The names don't match up as far as I could tell. And if I'm wrong, like I said, I'm comparing names from this to that. And again, they don't call this the Seven Samurai, but it's the Seven Samurai. Anyway, so for $20, this exclusive character pack brings you 7 samurai survivors, all honorable and brave, even in the face of overwhelming odds of a zombie horde. These unwavering samurai prepare to lay down their lives for the greater good. It comes with 7 survivors, 7 survivor ID cards, 7 equipment cards, and 1 reference card. So, and they don't mention it on here, but there's also a rules leaflet. So there's some extra stuff in here um, that they're not mentioning necessarily. They got the characters here, Tadashi right there. Let's see, he is this one's an archer. We got Usumu right there. Looks like it's gonna be a melee character. Um, Yoshitada. All right, Jin. Then we've got Makoto, and let's see. And I'll I'm gonna go back. Going back because I didn't look at their actual model. So there's a picture of the model right there for him. Going to grab his arrow. Isami, there's his. I thought he had 2 swords there, but it's just the holster for his 1 sword. Don't know what that's actually called. Let's see. He's gonna be another katana holding foe. Jin, there's his stuff right there. I thought it was a shield, but it's just his hat. Makoto, there is his again another katana. There's Ray with his katana. So Hamare with again his doesn't have well, he shows a katana, has a pole arm, staff, something on there. Virtues of Bushido. So don't miss out on that. Now again, going back up here, there is a reference card. No idea what the reference card is referencing. We don't no idea. Looks like most of the cards here are going to be all katanas. And then we have a rules leaflet. So I don't know if this one with these characters, with the fact that they are supposed to be representing something specific. I don't know if they're going to do something very similar to the Turtles, where their katanas get moved up or anything like that, but we'll see. I can't read it on here, but it's going to be possibly guard ability. They don't say anything in here about using the chi mechanic. But yeah, they don't, for some reason, mention what this rules leaflet is for. These samurai probably have some kind of a extra rule of some sort for using them, or else there really wouldn't be a rules leaflet in there, I don't think. But anyway, so there is that character pack. The only thing I don't like about this one is just another 7 samurai. It's just another 7 characters. I probably should look and see how many actual survivors are in the game now at this point. Between all these, maybe I'll cut away and do it at the end of this video, but there's that optional buy. The next thing, it was a dark and stormy night, so the next update right here, after getting the 7 samurai, we are on the 17th. I don't know if I said that or not, but we are on she here was on. She was unlocked on the 17th. Yeah, our bear friend was the first thing on that the 17th day, day 13 is what we're looking at. So so after that was announced, we are now moving on to the next abomination, Susanoo Wu. He's depicted as a couple different things in I believe Chinese culture. I can't remember if it was Chinese or Japanese or not. I don't have it up anymore, but it says in some depictions he is the god of the sea and storms. Not always. In some, he was different characters. Um, he represented different things depending on the mythology that you were looking at, but primarily he's a kame, so Chinese culture, and the god of the sea and the storm. So when an avatar of the god of storms has ascended from the heavens, his mere presence shakes mortals to the core, causing their wills to waver. Dark clouds begin to loom, and torrential winds pick up. This unnaturally violent weather makes almost any attempt at using projectiles against him in vain, as our arrows are batted away by the gale force winds. When spawn, survivors have no choice but to close in on him and meet him face to face in combat. So there's going to be another character that you're going to have to get into melee with in order to fight him. Not going to be able to use ranged weapons, says arrows. Don't know about spells, if that's going to have a negative effect or not. But that's this character right here. Next, Says a mythical trickster and daily unlocks. This is kind of like a 2-for-1. So this is the 18th. This is this morning, or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, because this is by the time this goes out, it's going to be Wednesday. Anyway, mythical trickster and daily unlocked corrupted guardian. So we unlocked Sansano Wo, and next we've got Nizha. I'm liking this Firestar look on here. Not Firestar. Who is this? Firestar's DC is a Marvel character. Crumbs. It's a Marvel character. He's in the Galactus box for Marvel United. He is also, I think, in Guardians of the Galaxy. The original, not the newer version with Star Lord. The old school one with Charlie 27. I can't remember this guy's name. That guy's name. Anyway. But anyway, Niza. It's gonna bother me. It's gonna really bother me. Niza is known as the Marshal of Central Altar and third Prince of the Celestial Pantheon. It's basically all tracks. I have as a Chinese protection deity, but that literally wording slightly different because of they're not saying China, but China. With all these things, they're trying to kind of make it into their fantasy world. Basically, it's like their fantasy Asia. But that it does track with how this character was depicted in our real world. He imbues his feet with fiery magic for extra mobility, leaping across the battlefield and diving in on his targets. This magic also makes him so much more nimble, allowing him to close in quickly on his foes. His powerful fighting style has an influence that sweeps across the battlefield with the strength of a raging fire. So there is that. Then farther down, no wait, that's not the daily unlock. That's the regular unlock for 1,900,000. Now we get to the daily unlock, which was a Yaksha. Yaksha was some kind of a nature spirit. I should probably say in which region. Are usually benign creatures. They might play the occasional prank. So that's what they are. They're nature spirits, pranksters, that kind of thing. With ease, the Yaksha wields its massive club, crushing its foes like a child's toy. Do not be deceived by its slow movements, as its sheer might more than compensate for its lack of agility. Nonetheless, if you can defeat it before it crushes you, a handsome reward awaits you. Again, I don't know what they're doing with these characters, where you're basically getting a boon from taking them down. Again, they don't have like an extra card. At least not listed. They don't have an extra card. At least these don't. We have unlocked for all backers. Kickstarter Walker Yaksha. Daily spawn walkers are used like extra walker figure, but they each have a special house rule of their own that players can in their game can use in their game at their discretion. But it doesn't say anything about the card for them, so unless it's somewhere else. But it'd be interesting if these do end up coming out with like, hey, we got these cards that come with this walker, so that way it's not just something from like the regular deck. You just draw a card and, oh look, it's like, especially because like if I can just do a search in a building. Now, granted, I'm not always going to be able to use search action if I'm not in a building, but if I can just go to a building and do a search, why would I want to kill a specific harder walker or whatever to get that to get the same weapon if I'm just going through the regular search deck? Or am I choosing a vault weapon when I do that? I mean, or is there a specific, descended from the gods weapon that I need to be getting? Who knows? Well, we'll see. Anyway, so that is going to be that update right there. Next, I think we got two more. Yes, so this next update is something that I called in a couple places for the most part, or I was hoping for in a couple places. One, you can actually go, again, I'm advertising for myself, but it's my channel. I can do what I want. If you watch the Black Plague unboxing, I suggested buying something if it was available in this campaign. Even though it went out today, the 18th, I filmed it before this campaign even started. Meant to get it out earlier, but it just didn't work out. Anyway, so we're going to take a look at the next update here. Paving the way with 3D battlements and extra tiles. So they did, don't know if they planned on doing this or not, but they did listened to somebody and decided to come out with 3D battlements and extra tiles packs. So let's take a look at that. So these are the 3D battlements. I have already seen people on the comments say that these are too small and you can't please everybody, unfortunately. Now, again, these are, I think they say they're 5 centimeters tall. There are, let's say, 13 of them. No, 15 of them total. So 15. Let's see. Depending on how you're doing the wall, if they do if you're on a 3x3 map and you're going just straight across, then you would need 9 of these because you're just going straight across, and there's 13 straight wall pieces. If you are going from, which you wouldn't do it this way, but if you're going from one corner and then turning another corner and coming down, then you would need 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, and then 15 would be the uh 15 would be the corner, which is going to be the inner wall piece, I believe, not the outer wall piece, depending on how you turn it. Actually, that would be the only time I would think you need like all those extra ones. But and it's also including that you're going to have a much bigger map than just a 3x3 map. But anyway, so that's that. So random number, $32 for the Kickstarter exclusive 3D Battlement pack provides you with plastic modular raised platforms to add some flair to your Zombicide quests. So again, it's depending on these two pieces right here, this one right here, and this right here. It depends on how you're building your map um, with this. So you may end up buying more than one. We'll kind of go into that here in a second. So one inner corner wall, one outer corner wall, 13 straight battlements in 4 variations. So this one randomly gets 4, these other 3 get 3. Stand at 5 centimeters tall and 8 centimeters long and wide. They represent the battlements of the tiles of White Death and Eternal Empire. Pay attention right here. We're going to come back to this. So they're going to be the battlements for the tiles in White Death and Eternal Empire. Survivors standing on top of the walls have superior line of sight. So they're only 5 centimeters tall, not that too much tall. Again, some people have already complained that the battlements aren't tall enough, especially when you throw an abomination in there that, you know, if it's a bigger abomination, they're already going to be able to climb over the wall. The con abomination is the one that specifically has the ability to climb over the wall. I don't know if the other ones do or not. But at the same time, you're not going to want to have like these massive walls on top. You know, this I think is fine. Maybe increase it to 7. I don't know. You don't want to make them too much bigger. Like it's the concept of, in my mind, it's the concept of like, yes, it's awesome to have a raised wall to show that there is a different in elevation for from the ground to the battlement, like that's fine to show that. I don't necessarily need one that's going to tower over all the abominations, especially if you look at some of these survivors that we're getting. Some of the survivors that we're getting, like where are we at right here? Nisa right here. He's standing on top of fire. He's got this staff right here. You're telling me he's only 5 centimeters tall? Like, or not 5 centimeters tall? Like, he's not going to be poking up from the other side. There's other ones that I can't remember who they are, but there's some other ones that, what was it? Like the Jade Empress. I'm pretty sure that one was a bigger one too. Some of these generals had pretty beefy models. So again, you don't want to just basically block everything on the way. But I mean, I get why people would want them to be bigger. I just don't think it's necessary. But yeah, I mean, like I said, right here, it shows good scale. And this is pretty cool too, because, and this is exactly what I said, you have them in 3 pieces right here. So that way, if the corruption does go through, you can just remove that one piece. You're not having to remove a whole thing. So I like the fact that they did it. I'm glad they finally did it. I'm happy. this will be added on. Let's see. Next, we have the extra tiles pack. This is the thing I was talking about in my Black Plague video. Keep on looking at me instead of looking at you guys. This is the thing I was talking about in the Black Plague video where I was like, get these extra tiles, you know, so you can make custom different things. So you can use the front and the back of, so you can use the front and the back of the tile at the same time when you're especially making your own like custom boards. Again, one of the things I want to point out here is right here and what's included. We're going to have the 9 tiles from White Death. Awesome. We're going to have the 4 tiles from Eternal Empire. Awesome. We're going to have 15. Wait, there's another expansion here. There's another expansion here. So this basically means that you're just kind of stuck with the, was it 4? Just the 4 tiles from the Ninja Turtle expansion. You're not going to be able to get those extra. I don't know if that was a rights issue or not. For whatever reason, I don't know why. And it might have to do like you know what? It might be that. It might be that there is some kind of rights issue going on with that they can't sell the turtle specific. Maybe because of references in there, but they can't sell the turtle specific tiles that come in that expansion to put into this. So that way we have those extra tiles. It's not like the whole thing is like Marvel United theme or whole thing is like a Ninja Turtle themed game. Who owns the rights to the Ninja Turtles anyway with that? Anyway, so I don't know what's going on with that, but obviously you don't get we're not going to be able to get the turtles with this, so it's kind of a bummer on that you're not going to be able to get those 4 extra tiles. But anyway, so we're going to have 9 tiles from White Death, 4 tiles from Eternal Empire, 15 corruption tokens. So if you need more corruption tokens, sure. If you want that lettuce all over the place, 1 green zombie spawn, 1 blue zombie spawn, zombie spawns 1 through 6, defiler spawn, all these spawns, exit flag, 4 cauldrons, 4 rope ladders. Still hoping for 3D cauldrons and 3D ladders at least to put on there, but did we see? Okay, yeah, you're still supposed to just use the staircase here. Someone's gonna get mad about that too. But anyway, so there's that. So there's all those things right there. You know what it doesn't say that it did say like in Marvel United and other things is that we're getting these extra tiles. It doesn't say anything about the number of tiles in or mention anything about a future expansion. I know Marvel United, when it talked about the location boards, I believe they did announce that pack before the next expansion or before all the expansions were announced. So this isn't mentioning anything about that. So it means that either one, we're not getting any more main expansions. It's kind of half the reason why I did this video today is because if they're not putting out any more main expansions and all we're getting is more stuff like the 7 Samurais box, then there's no real need for me. Like I didn't want to, like I said, I'm not going to wait around for another expansion. There's not going to be one and then have 5 million updates to do. Or I might be wrong and they will do another expansion. Just the expansions they're going to do, even if it is a big expansion, isn't going to have any more tiles to stand on. So there's that. So if you want to add those, you can go ahead and do the things to add those. And then finally, we're at our last update that I'm aware of, the Hero of Epic Proportions. We've unlocked Nezha at 19K or 1900K there, 1,900K with the help of 3D Battlements, of course, and the extra tile packs. I'm getting both of them, but that's because even though I may never do my own custom things, I'm sure other people will. So, and I will showcase some of those on the channel. In a year and a half from now, we get all this stuff. But same thing with Marvel Zombies. I got the extra stuff mainly because of the fact that I wanted to be able to have in like a custom scenario. I want to be able to have all of Xavier's mansion on the board at one time. I wanted to be able to have all the floors of the Baxter building up at the time. I wanted to be able to have the Shield helicarrier and the Hydra base on the board at the same time if I needed to. Probably don't need to. But even the was it the Sinister Six box? There's a Sinister Six box in there somewhere. I think that one has a couple tiles for Central Park be nice to have the entirety of Central Park on the board. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so the next thing you're getting is Lakshamana. He is another character. I believe he is. He is another character, another Hindu-based character. It says on here that he is the half brother of Rama. Rama, if anybody remembers, was um, the oh my gosh, I have it right here and I can't think of it. He was the daily unlock on daily unlock number 6 on which was on day 7 of the campaign. So this is his brother right here. He says he has always supported his brother in times of adversity, and he does the same for the survivors he fights with. He bolsters those already skilled with a bow even further, allowing them to fire more rapidly and even more accurately than before. But don't forget that he himself is also a skilled marksman, and he may be sure to provide covering fire and his mighty arrows if he is not launching a coordinated attack with the other survivors. So he's going to be doing a whole lot of stuff with range attacks and whatnot. So that's that right there. So that is our last update for today. That is going to be everything from days 11, 12, 13, and 14. Go back here. I'm going to hit the refresh button just in case. I think we only had a net gain of 3,000. I think we I think what I say we were at 1930 at one point when I started the video. Then I think we went down to 1927, and we're back up to 1932. I know we didn't went down to 1937, but anyway. So there is that right there. Those are all the updates to the game. The thing I'm most looking forward to. Still the thing I'm most looking forward to. I'm keeping that in. Still the thing I'm most looking forward to in the game is going to be TMNT. Nothing that I know of is going to prevent that unless there is a pack that comes out during this Kickstarter, either tomorrow or Friday or whenever they do it, that they add in more TMNT characters. I would love... What would I love? I would love... This is what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. I would like some kind of a pack. We already have the TMNT and the heroes for TMNT. We already know they're going to do, in the past, we've already, like Undead or Alive and whatnot, and other campaigns, we already know they're going to do, they've done packs for just the villains. Even in, I think Undead or Alive, it was the, I can't remember, Crocosaur thing. It was the not Kong versus not Godzilla pack that they had. But it'd be cool with the TMNT tie-in if they can do some kind of pack where we had Krang as an abomination, maybe in the whole thing, and maybe make Bebop and Rocksteady like abominations that come out during the course of the game, because there was no abomination in the announced expansion. There was the foot soldiers as walkers and shredders and necromancers. So there's no A-bomb or brutes or walkers or anything in the in that expansion. So it'd be cool, like I said, if you can throw Bebop and Rocksteady in there as some kind of an abomination, and then again make or not abominations, make them as brutes, so that we can theoretically have both of them on the board at the same time, and then do Krang himself as an abomination. That would be cool if they did that. I don't know who else they would add. I don't know. Not the neutrinos, whatever they were called. Not the rock soldiers, because you'd make those the brutes instead. Although they do have that stupid running charge ability in the Turtle video games, which I hate. But yeah, so that's what I would want. I just need those 3 characters. I just need Bebop and Rocksteady. I can care less about Krang. Give me Bebop and Rocksteady, hopefully as some kind of a brute, so that way you can have both of them on the board at the same time. Maybe not spawn at the same time, but have them on the board at the same time. I did that. That would just make my day. Make that expansion complete. But as far as what was announced today, some people are going to say the Seven Samurai thing. I have actually never seen Seven Samurai, either the the old movie, or I think there was a more recent anime that someone in the comments had mentioned. But I'm not as excited for that. The walls, uh, I think that's probably the thing I'm most excited for from this set of videos. But anyway, that's my predictions. Again, I don't know. Today's Tuesday. Unless something big comes out tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, there probably will not be another update video until Friday night. And then, even then, um, uh, we'll see if Friday they announce finally all in. Usually they do it like a day or two before the campaign ends, like around the 48-hour mark. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Um, but like I said, they're probably, I'm estimating I'm estimating 3 more videos out of us here. I'm estimating, like I said, a Friday video, Friday night video going into Saturday morning. I'm estimating a the next week, a Monday video at the 48-hour mark, and a wrap up video, kind of going everything that was. Maybe another video. Maybe we'll do like we did last time. Do that little live stream during the last hour. Unless the last hours are in the middle of the day, then I won't be able to do it. But um, uh, if the last hour is in the evening, then yes, I'll do it then. But if not, we'll just do a wrap up video Wednesday night, and then that'll be it. So anyway, so I'm gonna quit rambling. For what are we at? Well, minute 2 or an hour 2 is what I'm at here. For this recording, I'll trim it down some, but that is going to be me for Rockshire Gaming on this. So thank you guys for watching the coverage that we're doing on Zombicide White Death. Let me know what you guys are actually thinking about these videos. I know I get some comment talking about how we're doing the updates, and appreciating the look into where these characters are actually coming from and stuff like that. I would like to continue this in some way for other Kickstarters. It's just other Kickstarters aren't designed the way that CMON ones are. So just trying to find the right format for doing those kind of videos. And yes, if you're in this long, I usually, the last few minutes of the video is me just rambling and having thoughts out loud, because of the fact that I'm going under the assumption that no one's here at this point. So it's just, this is me time. So like I said, just let me know what you guys are thinking about these videos, how you're enjoying them, that kind of thing, and all that kind of stuff. So we will go ahead and end it here. I have been Eric for Rockshire Gaming. This has been Zombicide White Death over here. 7 more days to go, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.